Boston Bros is number one thing not. You're dead wrong. You can catch me doing misbehaving with my products on. It's real boxing talk every time we meet with Ned, the TBE, and Conspiracy G. We bring it to you raw, unbiased. You know the deal. You can even get a poor dealer here from Dollar Bill with my guys by my side. You know we going live. All we need you to do is please like and subscribe. Boxing Bros. Peace.
The last topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, can Otto Wallin beat the top 10 heavyweights? This, I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to use Ring Magazine's top 10. Alexander Usyk is number one. How's Ring Magazine spelling his name wrong? I don't know. They're spelling it with an A. I could swear it's spelled with an O, but what do I know? All right, so when all y'all get mad at us when we mispronounce a name, go to Ring Magazine right now and let them know they spelled Usyk's name wrong. All right. Trill Dollar Bill. Usyk, Wallin, who you got?
Come on. Do I gotta answer?
Hey, listen, my man. You can spend as much time on this as you want or not. You know what I'm saying?
This is hard for me. Usyk all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with my man Usyk. I think Usyk. Oh, no.
Go ahead. No, I thought you were done. Go ahead. No, what you gonna say, bro?
No, I said Usyk all the way. He's just a little bit more polished than a Wallin. That's all I'm gonna say. Usyk is just a little bit more polished. And it'll be, I think, a little showcase, and he'll be able to let his hands go and be more flashy against the Wallin. So I'm going Usyk all the way.
A TBE.
I don't know how they got Usyk at number 10, man. Oscar Rivas and Michael Hunter are over these guys, but Usyk, I feel, is the more skilled fighter and more polished fighter, like Trill said. And I'm going Usyk, but I wouldn't rank him at number 10. You know, like, let's go.
So what would you put him?
Higher,
like 7, 8.
I would have Usyk higher.
Number 10, no, under Oscar Rivas and Michael Hunter, he beat Hunter in the cruiserweight division.
It's heavyweight.
It's heavyweight, bro.
But he beat him in the cruiserweight division.
Oh my god! All right.
Michael Hunter drawed with Povetkin.
He'll beat him now. That's all I'm saying.
Knocked out Dillon White, bro.
Huh?
Michael Hunter literally did like way better against Povetkin than Dillon White, who just got KO'd by him. I'm just saying
he did way better because White dropped Povetkin. But
I'm saying, but he actually drawed
with the guy who beat.
That's my point. That's my point. You know what I mean? So to try, I feel like you're underplaying.
I mean, when you go back to
and Oscar Rivas dropped Dillon White and had went the distance with him. So
I'm just saying.
And Rivas beat Bryant Jennings too, I believe so.
And I believe in that Usyk to be much higher, just because even the guys you have mentioned, they like since Usyk's been in this division, no losses, no draws. These guys then had losses in draws, the Rivases and the Michael Hunters. I just feel like I like him better than these guys at this way he has.
We're making a whole different argument about where.
I know, right? I know.
About Otto. Let's go, Otto.
Usyk's rated. I think he can fight these guys at heavyweight, and we can find out.
I think maybe we need to do our own heavyweight rankings. Maybe that'll be a new video one day.
I don't have an issue with Usyk at 10. I don't have an issue with him being rated over these guys. I think Michael Hunter and Usyk should be rated over Ruiz Ortiz, in my opinion. But Usyk versus Wallin.
Toss-up fight. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? All right, hold on. Let me explain. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. I know Trill's like this dude that on purpose. I actually,
dog, you're giving me a headache, dog.
Yo, promise you. I promise you this. Wallin actually has skill. He lacks power. Usyk has skill, lacks power, but Wallin has the reach advantage. You know, like again, remember this is Wallin who hit up Tyson Fury over 100 punches. That got to count for something, you know. And like the only thing is, actually not, because I think both guys now, from the past few fights I've seen from Usyk, It's not like he's like the most like athletic in the ring in heavyweight. You know what I mean? Cruiserweight, he was all over the place. Now he's starting to he's you can see the difference. So I don't think it's gonna be like, yo, he's gonna wash this dude. I'm be honest, I think Wallin is a southpaw too. It could be tricky for him. So it's like it's a toss-up fight for me, man. I'm not gonna say, yo, Usyk's gonna automatically beat this dude. Like, I don't think so. Like, I really think it's a 50-50 matchup. And if I had to pick a person, I'm picking Wallin over Usyk on this one.
Hey, man, Wallin's a lot better than I think people thought when he originally fought Tyson Fury. However, watching his performance against Dominique Breazeale, when you look at the way Joshua got rid of him, when you look at the way that Deontay Wilder got rid of him, that's how the elites got rid of him. But look at his performances against some other fighters who he actually beat. They were able to hurt Breazeale, and Wallin faded towards the end of this fight. And that's where I can't give him the nod over Usyk. I think he has a good skill set. I think he can take some rounds, but I see Usyk pulling away because when he slows down to the point where Breazeale can take rounds from him, oh yes, Usyk's taking those rounds from him as well. So I can't give him I can't pick him over Usyk for that reason. I saw Breazeale take slow, here it comes Breazeale, take rounds from Wallin towards the end because he got tired. So for me, Usyk would definitely, probably even, it's a risk of Usyk stopping him once he slows down, because Usyk beat Chisora, who in my opinion is better than Dominique Breazeale. I think Chisora knocks out Breazeale, and he almost stopped Chisora late. So for that reason, man, I gotta go Usyk over Wallin. But I respect your opinion, G. Oscar Rivas versus Otto Wallin. Trill Dollar Bill. Who you got in that fight?
Wallin in that fight. I think Wallin got it. I think he outpoints Oscar Rivas.
All right. Ned.
Yeah, I think Wallin is in the fight he would outpoint him because we know he doesn't have the power. I think he could outbox Oscar Rivas if they was to fight.
G.
I actually gotta agree with Trill and Ned on this one. I favor Wallin on this one. I think the reach advantage, and he's gonna maintain that distance. And Wallin's gonna have a hard time. Rivas is gonna have to take some punishment just to give punishment. And that's why I think it favors Wallin in this fight.
You talk about disputing or raking. Oscar Rivas, I don't think has fought since the Dillon White fight, and he somehow remains in like everyone's top 10. It's amazing to me. But I would favor Wallin because of his boxing skill, his size. Like you said, I don't think he would knock out Rivas because Dillon White didn't, but I do think he will outpoint Rivas. So I would go Wallin on that one. All right. Michael Hunter versus Otto Wallin. Trill Dollar Bill. Oh, I can't hear you, bro.
Can't hear you.
Oh, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. That's tricky because just like Usyk, we could say more about that with a Michael Hunter. He hasn't really got his chance to show what he can do at heavyweight, only against Alex Povetkin, and he drawed with him. I think we need to show more from him. From what I've seen against Alex Povetkin, I think that he will pull off a decision against a Wallin. I think they're so far, but I think it will be a great competitive fight. I'm giving the edge towards a Michael Hunter. He got something a little extra. You know what I'm saying? I know there was a draw with Povetkin, but I actually had him winning that fight. Maybe it's me being a little biased, but I actually had him winning that fight. But I'm not mad at the draw. I had him winning by at least probably like 1 round or 2. But Michael Hunter just got a little extra with him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to lean towards a Michael Hunter and a decision against a Wallin. But it'll be a tough fight. It'll be a chess match. You know what I'm saying? But I think Michael Hunter's tank would carry him on.
All right, Ned.
I'm gonna have to go Wallin, and because Wallin is the bigger fighter, and I think he's skilled for his size, and I think he would frustrate Hunter because Hunter, it's just a different matchup. It's gonna be another challenge. Yeah, he draw with Povetkin, and like the fight with Povetkin, he didn't really prove himself. Like he had his chance to prove himself right there. With that would have made him make noise in the heavyweight division. So when he draw with him, that just like showed like it's gonna be difficult for him. Like when it comes to other skill heavyweights, and I think Wallin would outpoint him and get the decision as well. So.
All right, Slippery G.
I'm actually picking Hunter on this one. And the reason why is because Hunter's more athletic and he's faster. And I've seen Wallin take a lot of punishment from Brazil, which surprised me. You know what I mean? So, and that goes to an endurance thing. When he starts to fade, that's when Michael Hunter's going to capitalize. So I have to give Michael Hunter that nod.
Yeah, I'm going Michael Hunter for the same reasons why I picked Usyk over Wallin. At this particular point in time, you know, I had to go off of what I saw from him, and there were real stamina concerns from Wallin for me against Michael Hunter and Usyk, so I would pick them over him. All right, we have Joseph Parker versus Otto Wallin. Trill Dollar Bill.
Oh man, I wish we got a chance to see how Joseph Parker looked in this fight with Junior Farr before I made this.
God, that's crazy.
Because it's tricky. It's like which Joseph Parker gonna show up? You know what I'm saying? The dog that came out in the Dillon fight, you know, even though he started late in that fight, is he gonna be a little timid like how he was with nah, I don't think so. Cause you know what? I'm gonna go Joseph Parker, right? Because he has to know that Wallin doesn't possess the power that he had to respect from an AJ, even from a Ruiz. Ruiz will keep people honest when you're in there in the clinches and stuff like that because he's fast. He got fast combinations, and he got some pop on him. And we already know what AJ do when AJ put his hands on you. You know what I'm saying? And then Dillon White also. You know, I don't think that he's gonna be fearing the punching power of a Wallin. So I think that he would throw a little bit more caution to the wind, and I think that he would let his hands go a little more. So I would favor Joseph Parker in a decision. I don't think that he would stop a Wallin, but I think a Wallin would give a good showing for himself, and Mike can get a draw. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pushing for a Joseph Parker. I'm sorry for rambling on, but it's really difficult with not knowing which Joseph Parker is going to show up. So, but I'm gonna lean towards a Joseph Parker.
All right, Ned.
15-12.
Yeah, I gotta go Joseph Parker on this one. I think he's food for Wallin's food for Joseph Parker, but it'll be the matchup. It's just I just don't see how like how he could like outmatch Joseph Parker's skill set, his speed, and I think Parker probably knocks him out, if anything, or goes the distance and gets unanimous decision, or gets the decision by the judges. So,
all right, Conspiracy G.
I agree 1,000 with Ned. I'm gonna take it a step further. Why knockout? Joseph Parker gonna break his face. You know what I mean? Even the scary, timid Joseph Parker against Anthony Joshua is gonna violate Otto Wallin. Once he realizes Otto Wallin got no power, bro, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's gonna be the ultimate confidence booster for Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's gonna be like, that ain't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just go to work on this guy, man. He's just faster. Now the footwork of Wallin is slightly better. However, the hand speed clearly is in favor of Joseph Parker, and the power is on Joseph Parker's side. All Joseph Parker needs is to taste his best shot. And Joseph Parker's like, yo, this dude is certified food. And my man gonna break his face, metaphorically speaking.
I don't mean to cut in. I don't want to butt in and make this longer than what it has to be, but I just want you guys to like I know Wallin doesn't seem like he's the biggest puncher. My problem with him is his gas tank, which I know that that Joseph Parker can exploit. But don't put him in the category in the pillow hands.
Oh no, he ain't calling him pillow hands. He got a little pop.
He'll even if he ain't knocking you out, he'll bust your face up. He bust up Tyson Fury, who was the main, and you see what he did to homie's eye. I don't know. It's much tougher than
Parker Samoan.
I gotta give him respect. But shout out, hey, but the Samoan can't stop you from swelling. You know,
Samoan swelling. I got Joseph Parker, man. Again, for all the reasons I stated with Usyk and Hunter, I just think he'll be competitive, but when he slowly starts to fade, they're gonna pull away. So I got Joseph Parker. All right.
But let me ask you a question, Kaden. What do you think? You think it's gonna be a KO?
I don't know. That's a tough one, especially with Joseph Parker. Look, I just don't understand how the hell Luis Ortiz is ranked over Andy Ruiz in Ring Magazine.
I don't even want to talk. They got people. They pay for ads.
My God!
They pay for ads. You know you can pay for ads on Ring Magazine.
You can pay for rankings too, I guess. Yeah. So Andy Ruiz at number 6. Although to me that's just ridiculous. They have 2 former heavyweight champions ranked after Luis Ortiz. It's a joke. All right.
Their grandfathers know him.
So Otto Wallin versus Andy Ruiz. Trill.
I'm going Andy. That's it. I'm going Andy. And I think that Andy will put him on his butt a couple of times. It might stop him. I see Wallin getting too comfortable and Andy catching him in the middle of that ring. He's fast, but I think Andy can catch him pulling out when he likes to pull out with his hands down and stuff, especially when he got a little tired and them hands got low. I think Andy will get him. So I'm going Andy Ruiz with this one.
All right, Ned.
I'm gonna quote G on this one. I think Ruiz will violate this man. Respectfully. But Ruiz gonna turn this boy into sweetest fish. And that's what he's gonna be snacking on in that fight, because that is what Wallin is against this man. It's just
Rock'n'Roll Sweden, please forgive my man Ned here.
Yeah, no disrespect to Sweden. Y'all some great people.
Now you really sounding like G.
But it's gas. It's like the power, the gas tank is not there. And if he gets into Ruiz's danger zone, it's over. It's over. I just don't know how we could take that type of punishment from Ruiz. If Ruiz catches him, he's not gonna stop till he goes down.
All right, G.
I'm gonna say something real controversial. I think Otto Wallin will actually beat Andy Ruiz. And here's why. Styles make fights, gentlemen. And AJ already showed the blueprint on how to beat a flat-footed heavy hitter. So unless y'all thinking Ruiz is gonna come in top-notch shape, because this is the same Ruiz, remember, with Joseph Parker, when you watch that fight, Ruiz could have did a lot more if he was just lighter on his feet. That's his downfall. Otto Wallin is light on his feet. So Otto Wallin could at least dance around Ruiz. And as long as he just stays focused and disciplined, jab, don't even try to engage, jab, just keep it moving, jab, keep moving, he can win. So, and, unless Ruiz shows me something otherwise, I have to say Otto Wallin has the skills to pay the bills.
I'm sorry, G. I'm sorry to disagree with you again. You know you my guy. We've been doing the good. We've been, had a good rapport going on, except for when you start dissing Usyk. But when I was saying I can't compare AJ and Wallin. Their jabs is different, Tank was good for 12 rounds. Wallin's Tank and his jab, that flickery jab he got, is not a solid jab that AJ got to keep Ruiz. Ruiz will beat a Wallin to me. That Ruiz that fought at AJ will beat that Wallin. He has that flickery nice job. He got a lot of movement that got away from him Brazil. But Joshua was hitting with some heavy shots, some heavy blows that kept him at bay, and that jab kept him at bay, and his tank was good for 12 rounds. Wallin's tank
is good for 10.
Nah,
I say 8-ish, 9. You know what I mean?
8, 9.
That means you got the majority, though. All you gotta do now is just survive after that.
To beat that type of Andy Ruiz that fought Joshua that night, that was coming like that and was trying to win. I don't care what nobody says. He was have to have his tank be good for 12 rounds.
Yeah, so like I was gonna say, Anthony Joshua's footwork's a lot faster than Andy Ruiz. Joshua was able to move for 12 rounds. Andy Ruiz pressed for 12 rounds. And so although you're sitting here giving Wallin credit, he doesn't have the foot speed, he doesn't have the tank, and Ruiz pressed for 12 rounds. And so if he lets up for a moment, Ruiz would take him out. Also, you're forgetting that Joshua has more distance because of the height. He's taller, he has a longer reach, and he has more power than Wallin. So Ruiz had to respect the power. And it was more than just jabs. If you look at what happened in Saudi Arabia, Anthony Joshua landed a straight right hand that cut his eye. So that also showed Ruiz you have to respect the power. And then Ruiz started pressing too much. Joshua caught him with a mean left hook that like rocked his head back. And you can tell he was a little hurt and a little buzzed from that shot. So there was a lot of things different with Joshua than Wallin. And so when it comes to that fight, I'm going to go G, Ned. Ruiz will take his head clean off, guillotine style.
Yeah.
But I like Wallin, though. All right, we're going to move on to the next guy, which is Luis Ortiz. Trill Dollar Bill. Luis Ortiz versus Otto Wallin.
I think Wallin might get his first knockout that we wanted. He might get that KO that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't think that Luis Ortiz heart stays up for that long. Wallin, no. All jokes aside, I think Wallin beats him up for 12 rounds, unanimous decision. I don't think that Luis Ortiz maybe gets one round, not even. I think Wallin showcases. It's a showcase for Wallin. I'm disagreeing with him being 5 on this list. I don't even know why he's on this list. There's other people that could be on this list. I don't even know why we're mentioning him fighting. Let Wallin fight him. That's a good showcase.
Exactly. That's a good
showcase for Wallin. He gets to beat on him for 12 rounds, and he doesn't even have to worry about his tank in that fight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving him that fight against Luis Ortiz.
Yeah.
All right, Ned.
Yeah, I agree with Trez. This is a fight where you don't have to worry about your gas tank, Wallin. You're gonna see Ortiz fade quickly, and you know he goes 7. Round 7 is that magic number for Ortiz where he's out of it, and it's yours. You know, you could outport him, you could even probably knock him out, or you could get him. You could just beat him by fatigue. But I take Wallin in this fight, easy.
All right, G.
I got Ortiz on this one. Yo, listen, the reason why both of them are southpaw.
You have to pick them.
Nah, I ain't gotta pick.
Yes, you do.
Nah, there's certain people that I know Ortiz will lose to.
Because otherwise, your man's
not even.
victory looks like ass.
I promise you, this has nothing to do with Wilder. On this fight against Wallin, Wallin just doesn't have the power. So it's like they're both southpaw. So now Wallin's major advantage that he has amongst a lot of guys he doesn't have in that fight. And Ortiz does punch harder than this dude. So I agree. Ortiz doesn't have that 12-round advantage because his endurance, his heart issues, this and that third. But I think once he starts connecting on Wallin, it's a done situation. Like if Wallin was reacting the way he was reacting when he caught them Brazil punches and he was losing his mind, bro, what happens when you're going against a faster guy? Even though he's older, he's still way faster and he still has that pop. He's gonna get dropped, man. I'm being honest, yo. Like, no, my money's on Ortiz on that one, and it has nothing to do with Wilder. I promise y'all that.
All right, so check this out. Right, Ruiz Ortiz fought Deontay Wilder twice. Ruiz Ortiz fought Deontay Wilder before Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury. Got knocked out in the 7th round. Right, was outboxing Deontay Wilder. Got knocked out in the 7th round. But Otto Wallin fought Tyson Fury before Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury in the 2nd fight. Otto Wallin cut Tyson Fury in 1 rounds against Tyson Fury. And Otto Wallin's fight against Tyson Fury, the fight before he fought Deontay Wilder, was harder for Tyson Fury than his fight with Deontay Wilder actually was, right? And we're talking about back-to-back, right? We're talking back-to-back, right? The fight with Wallin was actually harder than the fight with Deontay Wilder. In addition to that, right, you can go to Deontay Wilder's first fight with Tyson Fury. And you take with the exception of the 2 knockdowns, Tyson Fury outboxed that man the entire fight. He didn't outbox Wallin the entire fight. So you have 2 fights that you can compare. You pick which Deontay Wilder fight you want to pick, although I know you're going to want to pick the first fight. But just remember, in that first fight that people like to compare, and here's another dumb thing I hear like Wilder fans say, well, who did better against Fury, Klitschko or Wilder? Remember this. The Fury that Klitschko fought was active. The Fury that Klitschko fought was Fury being active and in his prime. The Fury that Wilder fought in the first fight that you're alluding to when you say who did better, because you're clearly not talking about the second fight, was Fury coming off a 2.5-year layoff after losing over 100 pounds. And Deontay Wilder was his 3rd fight in 9 months. So that's the fight you want to use to compare to Klitschko's, the version of Fury that Klitschko got. Do you realize once Deontay Wilder fought an active Tyson Fury, he got stopped? His corner threw in the towel. So the version of Fury, right, that was most close to the version of Fury that Otto Wallin got, the version of Fury that Deontay Wilder got that was closest to the version of Fury that Otto Wallin got, Otto Wallin did better than Deontay Wilder. So if Otto Wallin can do better against Tyson Fury than Deontay Wilder, I have to look at Ruiz Ortiz and say, he beat him. He beat him. He'd outbox Ortiz. Honestly, I think he'd make Ortiz quit on the stool. Like, he'd beat him. I'm sorry. I know Ruiz Ortiz is Wilder's best win, but Otto Wallin did better against Tyson Fury and that was a back-to-back fight. So you just talking about back-to-back comparisons. Wallin did better. So I think Wallin beats Ruiz Ortiz, bro. Dillon White versus Otto Wallin. Trill dollar bill.
All right. Yo, G, let me hold this.
Go ahead.
Walk with me. It really depends after this fight with Povetkin, which Dillon White shows up. Is it going to be the overweight, flabby Dillon White that comes in the ring, or the tight Dillon White that comes in the ring? I need to know all these things, because I honestly, in my hearts of hearts, after seeing Dillon's been in wars. Everybody always mentions his heart, but forgets to mention the wars. and the damage that Dillon White has taken in these wars and how he's been dropped and the back of his head has been hitting these canvases. Points wise, I will always, if it was coming down and he can't play with it. Wallin will have to have a perfect fight. He will have to fight the perfect fight. Like how he fights now, he can fight like that. He would just have to work on that gas tank, and I think he can pull off a decision against a Dillon White. I really do. I think Dillon White, after all these wars and stuff, I think we're starting to see, I don't know, I'm not like a decline of a Dillon White, but I just right now, I just want to see how he does against Povetkin. But I have a lot of concerns with Dillon White, as he had too many punches, too many wars. I think Wallin's the fresher fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he can sneak a decision, a split decision on a Dillon White, man. So I would have to. I don't want to, but I have to say a split decision, Wallin.
All right, Ned.
Oh man, Dillon is maximum violence, and I don't know, man. I don't think Wally. I like the guy, man, but yo, Dillon's a different animal. When there's certain fighters who he's just not set up against. Like Dillon is one of those fighters I think is just food for Wallin. Otto Wallin is a fighter who's food for Dillon White, and I think he's gonna be a victim of maximum violence. I don't think it will be a war. I just think it's just gonna be a slaughter fest. No disrespect, Otto.
All right, Slippery G.
All due disrespect, I agree with Ned. You know what I'm saying? And here's why. Dillon, this is one thing I give Dillon that will shut down Otto Wallin's whole strategy. Dillon has a fast left hook, but particularly to the body. Wallin is going to have to move to his right to go around, because he's a southpaw, and try to avoid Dillon's right hand. But Dillon has an equally dangerous left hook. That's going to stop him in his place. He's designed for Dillon, and I think Dillon will definitely KO your boy. You know what I mean? So with all due respect, he is food for Dillon White. Even if Povetkin knocks out Dillon, no, I'm lying. But I was forcing it right there. But yeah, man, it's gonna be easy money for Dillon on that fight.
I think Wallin has good boxing skills, but he doesn't hit hard enough, I feel like, to be that threat. So I just think he's going to be a victim of maximum violence, and he's going to get knocked out with a left hook, either to the body or to the head.
I hope you're wrong.
Even if like he's going to have to be in the best shape of his life, because the guy who I saw against Brazil, if he slows down against Dillon White, he's leaving on a stretcher, bro.
He's out of there. That's what I said.
It's
has to be perfect for 12 rounds. That's what I said.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't see it. I see maximum violence when like, I see like, whoever his partner is, having an Adrian moment, like, you can't win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that fighter last night, Trader was like, yo, you about to go to Walmart, bro. You about to go back to Walmart, something crazy. I was like, damn, son, your own trainer telling you gonna work at Walmart as a cashier.
But he was keeping it 100 with him. He was keeping it real with him. But yeah. With the Dillon White, I really hope I'm wrong. I just want to see how he does with Povetkin. I just see like if a Dillon White goes in there and tries to swing wildly to try to get this kid out of there, this kid can make it difficult. He's really slick. He has great defense. He was slipping shots, coming under. It takes when you miss his shots, that makes you tired as well. And if a Dillon White is not in shape, comes in tired and sluggish, man, I don't.
Yeah, but Trill, we talking about Brazil, fam. Them punches.
No, I was talking about Dillon. I'm saying if Dillon gets tired, Dillon has got tired in there and came in there sluggish before. Like he can't. Like I want him to win, but I just see like if this kid can keep up that those first 8 rounds that he did against and keep it longer, I think he can sneak a decision. I really think he can sneak a decision. I hope I'm wrong because
Dillian is going. I mean, we could keep going back and forth. I respect your opinion, but I can always counter. Like to counter that, Dillion's going 12 with Chisora. He knocked Chisora out in the 11th. He went 12 with Parker. He did get dropped, but he still went 12. He's going 12 a number of times. The times that he looked sluggish was at the depression with the whole WBC thing. Then he was in Saudi Arabia where he fought Maurice Vac. And even then, I believe that fight went 12. He went 12 out of shape. So, and even when he was that out of shape, he still was better than Dominique Brazil. So, like, I mean, I hear what you're saying. It can happen. He can get outpointed. But Dillon White, to me, I think Dillon White will knock him out.
Yeah, I said, like I started off, I would pick Dillon White for a knockout, but this kid is tricky.
Yeah. All right. Alexander Povetkin versus Otto Wallin. Dollar Bill, who you got?
Once again, it's tricky. You see, I'm saying the same thing. I'm repeating myself again. Like I said with the Dillon fight, I didn't sound too crazy. Like I said, this kid will have to fight perfect for 12 rounds, and his tank will have to be good to outpoint a Dillon White for a split decision. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way with this fight too. He cannot slow up against a Povetkin because a Povetkin can drop him. If this kid with this, if he can work on that tank and keep that distance like he was in Boxing Beautiful and stay on the outside and don't let Povetkin get inside to land one of those big hooks or that monster uppercut, then I think that he can do it. But it's just, it all comes down to his tank. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. I think that he can win some decisions. I think he really could win some decisions. He just can't get, once it's that tank go, he can get caught. And it's just the same way I'm going to say with the Dillon situation. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on his tank. You know what I'm saying? But I think he has the skills to go 12 rounds and win a 12-round fight if and get some rounds in. But he is real susceptible to getting knocked out to these guys if he got tired like he did against the Brazil. Like I watched the fight with Brazil. If he gets tired like he did against the Brazil, like against a White or a Povetkin, it's lights out. But if this kid can keep it up like he did for those first 8-9 rounds, I think that he can sneak a decision, a split decision against these two guys.
All right, Ned.
I think Otto Wallin could pull it out. When Dillon fought Povetkin, he exposed Povetkin, but Dillon got dangerous and reckless and caught a mean uppercut. I think Wallin is a smarter fighter to not take those type of chances and just box 12 rounds with Povetkin and get the decision. I think he'll keep it simple and beat Povetkin. He'll beat Povetkin. Simple. I think it's nothing too crazy that gas him out, but he'll beat him.
All right, G.
Man, yo, listen. Povetkin got this easy money too. And this is so again, you gotta respect the left hooks. And on top of that, you gotta respect the gentleman that knows how to hook you to the body. When Wallin was fighting Brazil, he was gassed out and he never got his body tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, he caught headshots, barely. You know what I'm saying? Like, he caught maybe 3, maybe 4 uppercuts from Brazil, but Brazil never went to the body. Even when Wallin was fighting Tyson Fury didn't really test his body like that. If he goes up against Povetkin is going to tear up that torso. And if he's having endurance problems with a Brazil, bruh, after he gets tagged up in the body, I don't see him being that fluid fighter that he was against a Brazil when it comes to Povetkin. He's going to be food for Povetkin. Povetkin going to take his head off. If he doesn't pee on himself first. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
What does that mean?
I'm telling you, he's going to take so many body shots.
I just try to get clarification.
Yo, he's either gonna get knocked out cold or he's gonna have to just take a dive because he probably pooped himself. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna throw in the towel. They're gonna be like, yo, Wallin, man, you're done. You know? So I'm telling you, Povetkin is dangerous for this kid, man. It's not even fair, yo. Like,
I think. Oh, sorry.
no, I'm done.
No, I think Wallin has a really good skill set, and I think he showed it against Tyson Fury. I think he showed it again last night against against Dominique Brazil. But the thing with him is his gas tank, and I think that's the room for improvement for him. And so even if he's outpointing Povetkin, as we've seen, we saw Michael Hunter have a fast start against Povetkin, and we saw Dillon White have a fast start against Povetkin, and we saw Povetkin weather the storm to get a draw with Michael Hunter and to eventually knock out Dillon White. So I feel like even if Wallin gets a good start against Povetkin, which he's capable of doing, his tank and his ability, if he slows down, he could be on the floor. He can be knocked out, or Povetkin will take over the second half of the fight. And even if you look at the Wallin versus Fury fight, Fury took over that fight in the second half. And you know, watching Wallin last night, he might have gave Fury a lot more problems if he had a better tank. I mean, like, the guy I don't know. It looks like there's room for improvement for him. Like, if someone can get this guy to like do more running, do some serious conditioning, he could be a real player in this game. But going off of what I saw last night, I would have to pick Povetkin, because Povetkin has shown me that he's going to be durable, he's going to survive, and he's going to pick his spots like he did against Michael Hunter and like he did against Dillon White. But it wouldn't surprise me for him to build a lead on a Povetkin. The question is, can you keep that lead? He definitely can outbox Povetkin more so than Dillon, I feel like, because he has the height advantage. He'll have the reach advantage. But again, Povetkin's tricky, clever, and knows how to survive. So he can't fade. If he fades, he's going to drop. Based off what I've seen from him, I would have to go Povetkin. But if he got his conditioning right, he'd be a problem for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's how I feel. He got that issue. Run.
At number 2, Deontay Wilder versus Otto Wallin, Trill Dollar Bill. Who you got?
Well, I'm giving the same with the Dillon White situation and the Povetkin situation. It all comes down to the kid Wallin's tank for me. How his tank's gonna be, and it also comes down to this one too. How's his tank gonna be? Because we know he got more skills than Wilder. We know he's gonna be sitting there hitting Wilder, getting out of the ring, and doing all this stuff. Now, the later rounds, after the 8th and 9th, him being tired, is he going to be able to withstand that big right hand? Because that's how Wilder got the old guy, with the high blood pressure. That's how he got him, The round he got tired, he caught him, boom, that's when he gets him. Same way with Brazil. When he came in there, he was a little tight, came with his hands down, not paying attention, boom, he got caught. This is what Wallin can't do. I've been saying it. Look, if they're going to win, I said Dillon White can knock him out. I said Povetkin can knock him out. And I said Deontay Wilder can knock him out. I said this kid can box to a decision against these 3 guys if he works on that gas tank. Go to Big Bear. Run on the mountains.
Dominique Brazil was in Big Bear. I really think Big Bear is overrated, bro.
Yeah, it probably is overrated.
You got to do the work. You know what I'm saying?
But Dominique had a second win. You know what I'm saying?
You know what you said is really important, because a lot of people say, like, once you train at altitude, like, people say all that stuff, but it takes you a minute to get like acclimated to when you're in like normal altitude. Like, I really don't know. Like, when I was in Denver, I remember I went for a run, and I normally would run 3 miles. That was my run. I would normally run 3 miles. In like a mile and a half in, I just felt completely exhausted. And I was like, this can't be. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm usually good. I got more in me. And then like by the end of the week, I was doing the 3, but like you do notice it. But then I came back and it was like I did like 2 and I still felt like weird, and then I felt so I don't know. I don't necessarily know if you gain like the altitude and you come back. I feel like all that, I don't necessarily know if it's like as much of an advantage as people thought. Because I was thinking like when I come back, I'm gonna be, you know what I mean? Like
I just think that one of our he need to holler at one of the homies from Kenya and go running with one of them brothers, get some wind or something under him, because that's what he's gonna need.
There are other ways though. High intensity interval workout trainings. I think those better than like just going on jogs. Sometimes you need to
You need to do what you be having me do, because my energy be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I have you do high intensity interval.
Others can contest to that. Yeah. It's like I can't get tired. I be trying to, I can't get tired. But yeah, that's what
all that works together. All that works together. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is more than just like you can do some jogging, but you need to do some high intensity interval training. You need to mix all that stuff in there.
Word, definitely, and that's what I feel like with these guys. The Dillon Whites, the Povetkins, and the Deontay Wilders. These guys will probably knock him out unless he is able to work on that gas tank, and that's how I'm gonna leave it.
All right, Ned.
All right. The blueprint is out on Wilder. Wilder has one punch. Wilder's best win was Luis Ortiz. By saying this, Otto Wallin is a stick of dynamite for Bomb Squad. And he's clean. Like this, for me, there's certain fighters that are a confidence booster for Wilder. When they can't hit hard, once he gets punched or feels his power, it's gonna be like, all right, this green light, go, killer instinct, whatever, food. I don't think Wallin will be able to stand.
Oh, that's what you said. I thought you said Wallin gonna violate.
No, I don't think you can take any right hands from Wilder.
All right.
I see Wilder just get cocky off of Fury's leftovers. But
all right, G.
Yeah, I got Wilder on this one, but different from what Ned was kind of saying. The reason why is because Brazil, one thing that Brazil was doing great last night was he kept cutting off the ring. Like, he had Wallin in the corner a couple of times in that fight. He just didn't have the hand speed to capitalize. Wilder could do the very same thing, but Wilder's hands are way faster. So I think even if Wallin takes like 1 or 2 or 3 shots, whether it's the jab or it's a straight right, I don't know how many he could take. And I think Wilder's not going to be afraid of his power at all. So the confidence booster going into that fight is going to be through the roof for Wilder. Wilder's going to try to take him out early. You know what I mean? And let's just say Otto Wallin is a real crafty boxer that I'm just underestimating. Then what I anticipate is just going to be a Wilder versus Ortiz 2 fight, where he's going to be winning all of these rounds until he just gets caught and then it's flatline, And again, Wallin just doesn't have that power, so it's going to be hard. Like, think about Ortiz, at least had the power that where Wilder's like, damn, I got to respect this dude. Wilder might be like 100,000 trillion gassed when he's going up against this dude Wallin in that fight. So I just see clearly Wilder going to knock this dude out.
I don't know how hard Luis Ortiz hits. He didn't really hurt Travis Kaufman or Christian Hammer. I mean, I can look this up. I think he went the distance with both of those guys. And he didn't knock him out. He didn't. I mean, and I could be wrong. As a matter of fact, I can look it up as I say it. So if he's going the distance with these guys, then like, how can you make the argument that he's such a devastating puncher? Whereas Otto Wallin was able to gain respect from Tyson Fury. Otto Wallin was able to hurt Dominique Brazil. So, like, for me, you can't just sit here and automatically say that Luis Ortiz hits harder than Otto Wallin. Like, I don't know. And that's what makes this a very difficult thing for me to decide who would win between Deontay Wilder and all right, so he KO'd Kaufman in the 10th round, but Kaufman was stopped standing by California Rules KO. So it was whatever. And he went 10 rounds. He went 10 rounds unanimous decision against Christian Hammer. And then you saw the Flores fight where you guys are trying to convince yourself that it was a forearm or some shoulder or something that knocked out. So, like, come on, man. Let's not make Luis Ortiz this devastating puncher because his resume certainly doesn't indicate that. With that being said, I don't know. Otto Wallin, it is very possible that he hits harder than Luis Ortiz. And if Otto Wallin hits harder than Luis Ortiz, he may stop Deontay Wilder because he certainly, in my opinion, is a better boxer than Luis Ortiz. And I will cite his fight with Tyson Fury. Otto Wallin landed the most punches against Tyson Fury than anyone who's ever been in a ring with him. I will cite that as evidence. I will cite his fight against Dominic Breazeale where he didn't knock out Dominic Breazeale the way Wilder knocked him out. He didn't punish him the way Joshua punished him. But he outboxed the dude. He outclassed the dude until he got tired and he gave away a few rounds. But I see him hitting Wilder and not getting hit for a very long time. The same way that Luis Ortiz was able to do. And if he hits harder than Luis Ortiz, and if Tyson Fury could stop Deontay Wilder, it's possible Otto Wallin can stop Deontay Wilder too. So my honest opinion on that fight is that is a 50-50 fight, and I would love to see it. I think that is a 50-50 fight.
And I called for that fight when we was in the locker room in the gym. And I said they both got a loss to Fury. That's how they can sell the fight, Both guys only got one defeat, and it's to Tyson Fury.
I mean, they mentioned Ruiz and Wilder's name last night, so that might be next up for him.
I'll be shocked if Wilder takes that fight, bro. That to me, that's a 50-50 fight. In Wallin, it can box his head off.
Wallin and Wilder.
That'd be good preparation for Fury, somewhat, I guess. All right. Hold on. Get this going.
So we know the next person is Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. True dollar bill.
Anthony Joshua stops him in the 9th.
Oh, we got a round from Trill. Okay.
Yeah.
Joshua, 9th round stoppage.
Yeah, 1 minute and 51
What punch? Since you're giving us everything.
it's gonna start. He's gonna be using a jab. Then he's gonna have the right hand, which is gonna, and then the uppercut's just gonna end the night for everybody.
All right.
The jab's gonna set it up. The right hand's gonna sting him, and the right uppercut is just gonna get night Irene.
There it is. True.
9th round. 1 minute, 51 seconds.
You don't even need to watch the fight if it happens now. Trill Nostradamus just broke it down for you.
You already know. AJ's wearing red shorts in that fight.
All right. No disrespect to Sweden when I say this, but this man is sweet as fish for AJ. I'm just going to leave it like that. If they're going to box, I do think it's going to end in like the 8th or 9th round as well. Maybe even the 7th. Depends how. I don't think Wallin could deal with that type of like fighting style where he's going to get tired quickly from what AJ's throwing at him. And the power is there in both hands. And it's going to be a real challenge for Wallin to even go the distance with this guy. So AJ spark him out between 7 and 9.
All right, G.
I was like, yo, AJ knockout by the 4th or the 5th round, to be honest with y'all. Like, I just don't see anything that Wallin could do. Like, Wallin, for him to even attempt to do damage to AJ, he has to come into close quarters with AJ. And that's what, to me, what the benefits of AJ is close quarter combat. I mean, I know now that AJ is like doing the whole jabby thing, but again, you don't need to do that with no Wallin, bro. Wallin step up, he's gonna get put down. So I can't see a way where Wallin can actually beat AJ in this one. So I think AJ is gonna do this easy money. So you remember what he did to Pulev in that 4th round? That's what I imagine with Wallin. But this time, he ain't making it past that 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I'm saying. 4th or 5th round KO. AJ gonna violate this man.
Yeah, I think Wallin's a better fighter than we originally thought. When he did what he did to Tyson Fury, we're like, what the hell's going on? Like this is a credit to Tyson Fury because we're like, all right, Wallin's better than we thought, but I still think Wallin gets leaned in this fight, and AJ will stop him. AJ will stop him and knock him out cold. And so yeah, that's how I see that fight going. The last person on the list is obviously Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury's already beaten Otto Wallin. But if they had a rematch, do you think Wallin has a chance of winning? Trill dollar bill.
Tyson's too big, too skilled, and will win another unanimous decision against Wallin.
All right, TBE.
All right. Yo, I think Wallin, we see something trend with him in the last 2 fights. He's cut open Fury's eye and he's bubbled up Brazil's. And I believe in the rematch, if he cuts open that eye again, he will use it to his advantage and he'll get a corner stoppage or TKO, and he'll get that get back. That's how I'm seeing it.
All right, Great Hoodie Ned makes an appearance on Boxing Bros, everyone. All right, Conspiracy G.
Man, listen, Tyson Fury gonna murder that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, and if you notice, that Tyson Fury was like the Tyson Fury versus what's that dude's name? Schwartz. You know what I mean? Like that Tyson Fury was just like, yo, man, it's just a tune-up. Ain't nothing really that serious. It wasn't until he got the cut, and then the people were like, yo, they might end this fight early. Then you notice that Tyson Fury picked it up. I think he picked it up because of the cut, because he's like, yo, I don't want them to end this fight because I got blood on my face. So I don't really think Wallin was really that much of a threat to Fury. I think if they do this again, Fury's going to take him out early. Fury's going to treat him like he treated Wilder in the second fight. So I don't really see Wallin like, yo, that dude's really that much of a monster. Like, I don't know, man. I almost treated Wallin like a Usyk in this division, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
wow. There comes the truth comes out.
What?
Truth comes out.
But you like Usyk though, right?
I actually do like Usyk, but bro, it's like with all due
We've been
respect,
sitting around here talking like we friends, like we like each other.
man,
You gonna sit here and throw that out there?
I love Usyk. I love y'all. I love Wallin. But Wallin, man, listen, I love you so much. I'm trying to save your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be thinking, oh, because I cut Fury when I do this rematch, I'm gonna do the same thing. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. Fury was toying with you. Like, we watched the fight, bro. It wasn't that serious. Like, I was shocked. I was like, when last night when they were like, yo, he landed over 100 punches on Fury, I was like, damn, he landed over 100 punches? And I'm like, yo, because Fury was chilling in that fight, bro. Fury wasn't even like threatened. It wasn't until that cut got too serious where they were like looking at it, then Fury turned up on him. You know what I'm saying? Now imagine Fury turned up on him from round 1 on. Wallin's out of here, man. So that's why I'm not even fazed by that previous cut.
Yeah, Otto Wallin, Tyson Fury. Otto Wallin gets a rematch against Tyson Fury. It's a damn shame what happened to Otto Wallin. I'm done. It's a damn shame.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and please check us out on Instagram and Twitter. I'm gonna say it once again. Please check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm gonna say it one more time. Please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Caden. That's Slippery G, and that's Ned the TBE. And thank you for rocking with us. We're the Boxing Bros.
Peace.